The number one thing that people don't realize is in a carousel, when you post multiple pictures, Instagram will give that post as many lives as there are pictures. You have full control over your email. You have no control over social media. Zuckerberg closes that, you're screwed. There's so much people ask me, Sasha, why do you give out free tips every single day? Because I'm providing value, and that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling video production, I'm selling strategy. I'm not selling that you can use your Apple Watch as your back camera and be able to see that. It's their job to be a real estate agent. It's my job to know what's going on. It's my job to know the trends that are going on. I tell everybody the same thing. You should be doing your marketing for the next month only in 1 week. Day one, what are the ideas you're going to come up with? People are like, oh, but Sasha, I don't know what's a good idea. You talk to people every day. Take out your phone, open up a notes tab, and write content ideas. People are so tired of being fed bullshit online that they're just like, I want to see the true colors.
This podcast is sponsored by Jaguar Land Rover Laval. If you're looking for the nicest cars, you gotta go to Jaguar Land Rover Laval. Hello people, hope you guys are doing good, great. We're doing this in English today. We have Sasha Bordonaro.
Hello.
I got it right?
Bordonaro.
Exactly, perfect. So Sasha, she's a social media marketer for the past 2 years. She's been working with mortgage brokers and realtors. And I'm excited. This is the first time I'm having a social media marketer beside me. So I'm really, really excited to have a conversation with you, inspire people, give some nuggets, golden nuggets, as much as we can. And yeah, let's do this. Sasha, how are you?
Amazing. Very good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I was a little late, so I appreciate the fact that you waited.
Every real estate agent is. Every mortgage broker is.
Yeah, I try not to. I try not to be. I try not to be. Well, Sasha, first of all, you've been doing this for almost 3 years. You work with realtors and mortgage broker. Yeah. No, like you're international. Not only Montreal, but you also work with Florida, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In Florida. So I want to first introduce to my audience who you are, why did you came to this industry? Like, what's the reason? So if you can tell us more,
sure,
it would be appreciated.
Of course. So basically, 3 years ago, I had a conversation with my dad and my husband. My husband's a general contractor, and my dad is investing in real estate. Yep. So I've been in sales my entire life. I've been selling software, I've been in fashion, and I've done all that. And my dad was like, just go into real estate. And I'm like, I don't want to sell real estate. I've always wanted to work with the entrepreneur. And he was like, we're investing in real estate. Julio's going to renovate them. Julio's my husband. And just go get your real estate license. I was like, fine, whatever. So I went to go get my real estate license, and the best thing happened to me. I failed my exam. And I was like, you see, it's not for me. It's not for me. The universe is saying don't do it. But that fail allowed me to talk to the people that I was in school with who had passed. And they were like, well, how are you going to market yourself when you get out? Because the number one thing that they don't do in real estate school is they don't teach you how to sell yourself, and they don't teach you how to market yourself. So you have no idea how to do sales. You have no idea how to do marketing. And if you've never sold in your life, it's extremely difficult. So the minute that happened, one of my first clients and friends came up to me, and he's like, well, if I paid you, will you do it for me? And I was like, well, I'm sure you're not the only one who would want that. And that's how I started my agency. So I ended up getting my real estate license. I passed my exam and everything. But I opened up my agency because I've always had a passion for marketing. I studied in marketing. My dad owned a marketing company.
Oh, really?
So it's in my blood. It's natural for me.
Oh, that's amazing. So you've been doing this for 3 years. Nowadays, I see a lot of realtors, a lot of mortgage broker doing content creation. Yeah. How important is it today? Like, is it something that we can avoid, do the traditional way? We can still do that, or it's something that you can't avoid, unfortunately.
It's not an option anymore to avoid it because of this. We hold this in our hands every single day. Mm-hmm. Nobody's holding your flyer in their hand every single day. Nobody's holding your pancarte that's in front of the house every single day, but they're holding this. So why would you limit yourself to not be in front of your target audience when you know that they're on this every single day?
Right.
So it's no longer an option.
Have you ever checked how many hours you're on your phone?
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm probably on my phone way more than I want to be, but
the good thing is, sorry to interrupt you, the good thing is we're producing and most people are consuming, right?
Exactly.
So you don't have to feel that bad.
Exactly. And it's also about shifting the mentality of, is social media toxic? Yeah. And is social media a problem? And I changed that narrative when I stopped using it for personal and I started using it just for my business. And I think as real estate agents, that's the first thing that we need to do. Is people always ask me, should I have a professional account and a personal account? And I always say, do what's going to make you money.
Yeah.
If posting your kids is something you don't want to do, don't do it. You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it to make money. Because if it's going to make you feel like shit, then that's the toxic part of it. I stopped following my friends, my family, everybody. The only people I follow on social media are real estate agents.
That's amazing.
That's my target audience.
You know what? I have a special story about that. So I went to Dallas a couple of, maybe last year, for a podcast with Masa Pola. And he surprised me. He actually surprised me because at the end of the podcast, I'm like, hey, Matt, can you follow me? And he said, why? And I'm like, holy shit, nobody asked me that. Nobody told me that. And then after that, he told me, listen, like, it's not, I don't want to be disrespectful. It's just that, you know, we did a podcast. Let's build a relationship. But I only follow people that I get to, I have inspiration for, you know. Like I get inspiration by following those people. So those are the people I follow. That was a great advice for me, because that day I went home and followed all my friends, like not like actual friend, day one friends. I do still follow them, but it's whoever is not like inspiration to me, like I didn't follow them. And now these days I only follow the people that inspire, because like every day you're consuming social media. Yes, you're producing, I'm producing, but I got to go check my clients who's sending me messages, who's writing a comment. So on your feed, you see all the people that you follow, right? So if let's say you're not following the right people, every day in the morning, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning,
check your phone.
Unfortunately me, I don't recommend people to do that, but we check our phone, right? So imagine having the bad stuff going on. Obviously, it's going to consume your day, your weeks, your months. Yep. So that's something that I did, and I'm happy that we have the same mindset on there.
Yeah, it's something that I tell my realtors very often, and it's follow people. And as real estate agents, as mortgage brokers, your audience is everyone except for real estate agents and except for mortgage brokers, because those are the people you collaborate with.
Yeah.
But those are not your target audience, because they're also selling to other people. But you have to ask yourself one question. Why do people follow you? What value do you bring to them?
Yeah.
By you saying, oh, I'm posting my listing, I'm posting my sold, that's not value.
Yeah.
If I'm not in the real estate market right now, if I'm not looking to buy or sell, I may be a client one day, but if you're not giving me value, I'm not following you right now. And because I'm not following you right now, I don't get to see your journey. I don't get to see anything.
Yeah.
Make people follow you for other reasons. And that's why we talk about farming area, and why it's important to sell your farming area, even if you just got out of school. Because you can talk to people about your farming area and show people, here's why you want to be in Laval. I have one of my boot camp clients who does this very well. She just got into real estate. It's not even a year she's doing it. She's hitting 30,000 views. She's hitting 15,000 views on Instagram, which is incredibly difficult. Just because she's saying, look at all the things you can do in Laval. And then she showcases little properties. Oh, look, there's a new development on my way there. Yeah. And it's doing so well. It's doing so well.
That's on social media like IG, TikTok, or are you talking about TikTok?
Yeah.
YouTube?
No, just IG, TikTok.
Okay.
And she's like, well, I can't bring value right now in terms of talking about multiple offer situations or educational content for real estate, but she could talk about her farming area. She's lived there her whole life. She knows all the places that people can go with. What is she getting? 800 saves, 300 shares. People are sending her content to other people because they're like, oh, look what you can do in Laval. And now they remember her in Laval.
That's crazy. Yeah. So the best thing to do if you're a realtor, and especially you're obviously realtors, you know, I see a lot of realtors, what they do is they do content just for clout. Yeah. You know, like just to be seen. Yeah. But don't forget, like if you get a view from someone from Gatineau, from Ottawa, Vancouver, okay, cool. Someone else knows you now, but you're not getting any business. Yeah. You know, the best thing to do is collaborate with people in your area. Yep. Like someone that I start. Sorry about that. Someone I talked to earlier. His name is Alex Sadu. Like he's a broker in Laval, and he started like interviewing people in his area. I told him that that's the smartest thing that you do. Very. You know, a lot of realtors, what they do is interview people from Gatineau, Ottawa, influencer. They interview anybody because just to have some kind of audience or clout. And at the end of the day, it doesn't help you because you're not actually telling what you do and how you can help people in your area.
Exactly. And I think, so we say this very often, everyone hates the real estate agent, but us, we don't. You know what people hate more than that? A real estate influencer. People already hate influencers. The last thing you want to do is be a real estate influencer. Everyone hates that. So I always tell people, if you don't post content just to post. Don't talk just to talk. Don't give your opinion on certain things. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. And people are like, yeah, but maybe I want to attract that type of clientele. And that's fine. There's some agencies who want to do that. I support that 100%. That's just not what we do at my agency. We don't talk about that because at the end of the day, we're here to sell houses, period.
It's going to separate people, you know?
Exactly.
Once you start talking about politics, religion, it's going to separate people. Because
you're here to get a client, period.
Exactly. There's no unbiased, like, in middle ground. Like, either you're Christian or Buddhist. Like, if you're supporting one religion more than the other, you'll have some people,
especially in the U.S., we don't talk about the Trump-Biden. We don't talk about it because it doesn't serve any purpose. And as much as we're a Republican state, we don't talk about it. So it's little things like that I tell people, if it's not going to get you a client, what's the point? You're not trying to be an influencer. You're not trying to give your opinion. Don't talk about it. It's not worth it.
The ice is very thin on, are you doing this for clout or are you doing for business, right? And in the beginning, everyone gets in for business, but then after that, what happens with some social media marketers, manager, experts, they push you to do just more of viral videos, but they forget about like what's the reason why this client hired you in the first place.
Exactly.
You know?
And we're totally against that at my agency. People say like, okay, so what's the return on investment? Or, you know, how many views am I going to get? Or how many followers am I going to get? And the first thing I tell people is, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to be an influencer, I'm not the right agency for you. I can send you to other agencies who do that like insanely well. We don't do that. I will help you for your business. Get exposure. Make sure you're talking about the right things. And we're not talking just to talk. I don't care if you go viral, because understanding that going viral can actually damage you in some situations. And that's where a lot of people don't realize that. They would rather go viral. I'm like, I would rather you get 5 listings. I would rather you sell more real estate. I don't give a shit if you go viral. I don't give a shit if my clients have 10,000 or 500 followers, because I have a client who has 500 followers, but out of that 500, 300 will buy from her.
That's amazing.
So I would rather that.
So let's go back to the role of social media marketer, right?
Yep.
I wanna get to know more about your business. There is a marketer, manager, experts. What are the differences?
So basically, a social media marketer is there to make sure that we can help market your business. So we put a strategy in place. We're going to make sure that you're on all the right platforms, that your branding is consistent, and that you treat your business like an organization. I tell my real estate agents all the time, you have to treat it like it's a business. There's a sales department, there's a marketing department, and there's your accounting department. It is not your job to do all those 3. You sell as fast as you can so you can delegate the rest. You didn't get into real estate to do marketing. So a social media marketer will put a strategy in place, make sure you're on the right platforms, optimize your platforms, have an SEO. Social media manager will make sure that they manage your accounts, have your hashtags, your captions, and all of that. Then there's the branding team, the editing team, and the film crew. So it's an entire production behind you to make sure that your content goes out and is done professionally. Doesn't mean you can't do it on your phone, but there has to be the right strategy behind it. Are you hitting all the pillars of marketing?
So are you saying that that you can do it on your phone by yourself?
Yep.
But what's the benefits of? Okay, you explained to me a little here, but I want you to go dive in.
Yep.
What are the benefits of doing it with a social media marketer that has a good reputation, has some results with clients, versus someone who's starting and you just want to be doing it on the phone? Is it a good idea to start like that, or it's better to hire right away?
So I have 2 schools of thought on that. So when you just get out of school, you don't have the money, but you have the time. So let us teach you. So we have a boot camp at Sociable where we teach you how to do it yourself. Let us teach you how to do it properly, because the last thing I want you to do is put yourself in a situation where you said the wrong thing or you're not doing it properly. So let us teach you how to do it. If you have the money to do it, hire a professional. Now you're saying why? Same reason why we tell our clients not to list on Ziproprio. Because at the end of the day, you need a professional. Now, why us compared to anybody else? Because I have my real estate background, because I'm not just going to tell you any type of content to create. I've been on the buying side, I've been on the selling side, I've been on the renting side. I know what the general public wants. So when it comes to your content, I have to make sure that you're hitting all of those pillars within real estate. I'm dealing with real estate agents every day. It's the reason that I don't deal with anybody else. Because I'm having those conversations, I know what's going on in the real estate market. I also have a real estate coach. People are like, well, you're not a real estate agent. Why do you have a real estate coach? So I can better prepare my team. So I can better prepare everybody else. So making sure, hey, are you doing this in terms of real estate? Do you have a CRM? What are you doing in terms of sales? And then they're like, you know more about my business sometimes than I do. And I said, I have to, because then I can't market you properly.
You need to know what's the journey of your client, you know, right?
Exactly.
You need to know their struggle. You need to know how they win, so you can have a better service to offer to them. Let's talk about let's dive into nuggets, right? So I want to know, let's say I'm a mortgage broker or a realtor, and I want to have a good campaign on social media. What do I do? Where do I start? What's the best way I can do this?
Best thing to do day
one.
What
is trendy?
Yeah, best thing to do day one is tell your story. People want to get to know the person. The best campaign you can have is your journey. So there's a company, and has nothing to do with real estate, but there's a company in Montreal called Midday Squares. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I think yeah.
So they have
they're from Montreal?
Yeah, they're from Montreal.
No.
It's a wife, a husband, and her brother. And I'm obsessed with this company. I've been obsessed with them since the day they came out. And what they do effortlessly is they document their entire journey.
I didn't know they were from here.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Here. I thought they were from the US.
They're huge.
They're huge, and also the production is amazing.
And
I thought it has to be from the US.
No, they're from here.
And
they do it so effortlessly, and they're so transparent. And people are so tired of being fed bullshit online that they're just like, I want to see the true colors. And they see them when they cry. They see their documentation of them going to therapy for business therapy and figuring out how to work with family. They document everything, and people, I didn't buy in. It's a protein bar. At the end of the day, I was like, bah, it's another protein bar. But I buy into the company. I buy into the founders. And they always say the founder should always be on camera. So as a real estate agent, you are the founder. You're your brand. Yeah. You need to get on camera. Show me who you are. Let me trust you. You're going to sell my biggest asset. Whether you're rich or you're poor, your rent or your house will always be your biggest asset, your biggest expense. So let me get to know you before I give you this asset and tell you you can sell it. Let me see what your day-to-day routine looks like. Let me see your morning routine. A lot of people are doing the 75 hard challenge. It shows people a series. People want to see your before and after. They don't want you're not just a real estate agent. You're a human being. There's a reason that there's 10 different real estate shows on Netflix, on Prime Video, because people like seeing the behind the scenes. Yes, they sell real estate, but they buy into the person. They buy into the character.
Yeah.
So allow them to get to know you and don't put a mask on, because it's very hard to put that mask on every day. Just be authentic, be yourself, and people will buy into that. People either love you or they hate you.
What if someone tells you, well, I don't like to show my personal life?
Perfect. There's parts of your personal life you can show. You don't have to show your kids, but you can show your morning routine. You can show that you're somebody who juices. You know why? Because that starts a conversation. What a conversation.
Somebody who what? Juices?
Who juices. Like they make juice in the morning. Like
okay.
Yeah.
So, I never heard of that.
So people who juice in the morning, or people who do the ice baths or any type of morning routine you have, it'll start a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Conversation converts.
Yeah.
Conversation turns into, you know what, I'm looking at selling my property right now, but I didn't know how to approach you. Now you gave them a door to approach you. So that's what's the most important part, starting the conversation. That's all you have to do, start the conversation. And it could be as simple as, thank you for following me.
You know what? That's a wake up call for me, myself as well, because I don't do a lot of snaps these days. Like I've been just doing podcasts, content creation, but we have to snap. We need to snap more.
And you know what? I'll give you one better. A lot of people are not on this platform, myself included, but it's something me and my team are working on, and it's Snapchat.
Snapchat, okay.
Snapchat is a platform that is being highly utilized, and they're now paying creators to post on their platform because, again, all these platforms are fighting. And I put up a story yesterday, and I asked realtors, do you think you're fighting against Netflix? And everyone said no. And then the next slide over said, people are more on YouTube and on social media than they are on Netflix now. Don't wait till you log into your social media, and now it's asking you for a monthly subscription just like Netflix does, because you are fighting for entertainment now.
let me ask you this, because like in my childhood, like from my teenage years, I've been using a lot of Snapchat, just to send friends snaps and stuff like that. But then after that, when I got into the professional life, I stopped using Snapchat because no, you need like the everything that you post it goes to your friends only, unless you have 10,000 friends. Okay, yeah, it could be useful, but me personally, I have maybe 500,000 friends. I wasn't using it that much after my teenage years. So how good it is to use Snapchat when on IG it's like to everybody. You can go on your For You page.
But they're doing the same thing now.
Oh, they're doing
the same thing. So it's showing your snap to other people.
Oh, really?
Same thing for LinkedIn.
And I've been out of the game for a long time now.
But you see, that's what I tell my realtors all the time. It's not your job to know this stuff. Yeah. It's your job to be a mortgage broker. Yeah. It's their job to be a real estate agent. Yeah. It's my job to know what's going on. It's my job to know the trends that are going on. And the reason that I do business with the Via Massey team, which is my video production team, is because they're also marketers. They don't just, do video and editing. They also know marketing, and they're constantly educating themselves. It was very important to me when I started Sociable to connect myself with other people who are looking at growth. And we bring ideas. We send each other podcasts back and forth. Hey, look what's going on. Did you see this new trend? Did you see what's going on? So I have somebody to bounce ideas off of, because when you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times you feel alone. And that's the comment I get from my realtors all the time is, nobody's there to help me. Everybody's a shark in the business. You've got to build that community. A collaborative broker will always be better than a competitive broker. You want to collaborate with somebody that's not in your city. People in the States are doing things so differently. Find a realtor in the US and collaborate with them. Figure out how they do business.
What do you mean collaborate? Like
bounce ideas back and forth.
Okay.
Have a relationship. Allow them to grow your business and you grow theirs.
How you feel about realtors who are inviting other realtors in their podcast? Is that a good idea?
I think it's about community at the end of the day. Yeah. And I think there's nothing wrong with building that community, because when you get in a transaction, if you and I collaborate very well together, we're going to do the best so that we both win. Yeah. If we're competitive, I'm going to do everything to sink you. And that's not what you want. You want us to both win. I want you to win, because if you win, I win. Yeah. But if you're trying to sink me, nobody wins. The client doesn't win either. So at the end of the day, collaboration is always the key, number one thing to do. But also make sure that you're focusing on your community, which is your target audience first. Who's buying from you first? Then you look at your broker community. So
you said Snapchat is something that we should definitely go into. Yeah. Obviously IG. Yeah. TikTok. Yeah. What do you feel about TikTok versus IG? Like, what's the best platform for mortgage broker?
So I say 4 platforms for all brokers, no matter what.
Tell me.
Facebook.
Number one.
3.5 billion users. Instagram, 2.4 billion users. TikTok, 1 billion. LinkedIn, 1 billion. 7.4 billion users. Don't put yourself in a position where you're not on all platforms. There's websites that allow you to schedule out your content on all platforms. Don't post individually. Just
schedule, what?
Like Metricool.
Metricool, okay. Like I use Metricool.
Business Suite. Yeah. Like Facebook Business Suite is only for Facebook and Instagram, but it still schedules out your content. Yeah. There's Later is another one. There's Hootsuite is another one. Schedule out your content. A lot of people do this the wrong way, where they'll create content, they'll post it right away. There's no strategy to that. There's no thought process in that. How much educational, how much motivational, how much inspirational, and how much promotional content are you posting? There has to be a division between the three, but the number one is education. Yeah. It's your job to educate the general public. If not you, then who? Who's going to educate me on real estate? If not you, you're the real estate agent. You're the mortgage broker. You need to tell me the little tips and tricks.
So are you saying it's easy, like obviously having those, having a platform where you can schedule all your posts is much better 100%. Because a lot of people feel overwhelmed with all the posting that they have to do on different platforms. Like I feel it's overwhelming. I don't like usually like it happens to me. Like there's a time where I lost my my production team. Okay. So I had a lot of videos. Okay. I've been slacking because I know the moment I post it, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe it's up to 5 minutes because I have to think about the text that I need to do. And then once I'm done, I need to copy, paste in another platform, upload the video once again. And I have to do it on 3-4 platforms. I have business to do. I have work to do.
Exactly.
No,
It's not what you should be doing.
Exactly.
There's two things.
Yeah.
One, you should be scheduling it out, or two, you should be delegating it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to schedule it out, I tell everybody the same thing. You should be doing your marketing for the next month only in 1 week. Day one, what are the ideas you're going to come up with? People are like, oh, but Sasha, I don't know what's a good idea. You talk to people every day. Take out your phone, open up a notes tab, and write content ideas. You talk to a client tells you, oh, I thought I had to put 50% down for perfect piece of content.
Yeah.
Put that in the ideas. Next, find a day where you feel good, look good, give yourself 3-4 outfits, and shoot all your content. Shoot 30 pieces of content. And then the next one, you edit all of them. And then the last day is you schedule all of them. Then you don't have to look at your marketing for an entire month. Everything is done. In 1 week, everything is done. And then you focus on sales. And if you can't do that 1 week, hire somebody. But it has to be done. It's no longer, marketing's best quote I ever got was, I don't believe in marketing. It's not a religion. It's not something you should believe in. It's a department in large organizations. You have to do it. There are organizations that have 10, 15 marketing people in their companies. How many people you think work at Nike in marketing?
Yeah.
So you have to treat your business the same way. And a lot of real estate agents and mortgage brokers, they don't look at themselves like they're a company. They look at themselves like they're an entrepreneur, but they don't treat it like a company. You can hire an employee. Of course you're a company. You have tax numbers. Of course you're a company. Treat it like that.
You were talking about different type of content that realtors and mortgage broker can do.
Yeah.
Inspirational, how to.
Yeah. Educational and relatable.
Relatable. Okay, let's dive into those subjects.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's
give us examples of on each of those different ways of marketing.
So first one is education.
Yeah.
Education needs to be 40% of your content. So there's two different types of education. One is a hook, a problem, a solution, and a call to action. So I'll give you an example.
I was going to put you on the spot.
I'll give you an example. Here's how my client lost her dream home. Now I hooked you in.
Yeah.
So we often tell clients, don't go open up a new line of credit, don't go buy a new car. But we don't talk about not going and finance $20,000 worth of furniture. It's very important that before you get to the notary, that you don't change your financing at all. Contact me and let me tell you what happened.
Boom. She's an expert.
So for us, it's really about that engagement.
Yeah.
But you got to hook me in. You got 3 seconds before I swipe on you. So you got to hook me in. A lot of people start, hi, my name is, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're gone. You got to hook me in. It's not about you. It's about the value you're providing to other people. So education is 40%. Then we talk about relatability. Talk to me about everything else but real estate. Let me relate to you. What do you do? Do you like going to the gym? Do you like to cook? Show me that. And the best thing you can do is cooking while talking about real estate. Oh, but I'm not a cooking show. Put it in your stories. I'm not saying put it on your feed. Put it in your stories. That's the little spotlight that people go on. You need to realize people navigate social media in 3 ways. On the story, on the reel, or on the feed. You need to be on all 3.
Yeah.
So make sure you're resharing your reels there. So that's relatable content. And then the last one is promotional. Yes, post your listings. Post your solds. Post your rentals. A lot of people, I don't want to post my rentals. I'm not a rental broker. Why? Are those people not going to become buyers and sellers? The landlord who just bought his property is not buying for the next 25 years. Why are you trying to go after him? The tenant has no idea how to buy. The number one reason people don't buy is because they're not educated. Some people think they have to put 50% down on a house.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. So I tell people all the time, just like people think to me, Sasha, I need to have a specific strategy for every different platform. No, you don't. Who told you that? That's a lie. You post the same video. My client posted the same video on 4 different platforms, got different results. My best success story, one of my clients, she's been with me for 2 years, my OG. She's been posting for 2 years. This lady comes up to her. She goes, I've been following you on TikTok. And my brother-in-law's a real estate agent, but I don't want to use him because I have an 8-plex. And I don't know if I can trust him to sell my 8-plex. But I've been following you, and I want you to sell it for me. She gets it because she's been following her for 2 years. She hires her because of her videos. She posts it on LinkedIn. She sells it on LinkedIn. If she wouldn't have posted, she would have never got that 8-plex. If she wouldn't have posted it on, and then if she wouldn't have posted her listing on LinkedIn, she wouldn't have got that visibility. Why are you stopping yourself from getting that visibility? Yeah. And LinkedIn is now out with their new beta, and it's video. And now it's just video on LinkedIn as well.
Back in the days, Sasha, when realtor had to sell something,
Yep.
the only exposure they had is traditional marketing if they want to spend big
Yep.
on billboards,
Yep.
papers,
Yep. Flyers.
flyers, all the
paper.
stuff,
Yep.
and Centris.
Yep.
In Quebec, in Canada, Centris, MLS. And now, you could be your own platform where you could expose they could ban you from Centris. Like,
Yeah.
let's hope you don't go there.
Or
But they
Zillow.
they ban you on Centris, but you
Yeah.
could still sell houses
Yep.
if you have a big audience on social medias like Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. So back in the days, we had no choice to like post on those platforms.
Yeah.
These days, we have social media
Yeah.
that if you build an audience, you could easily sell. Like I know it's like me personally. Like I've been trying to rent my office, and with a post, I done two posts, and I already have like 3 clients,
Yep.
3 tenants who are already booked, rented.
Yep.
Just from 3. Like back in the days, what I had to do, I had to hire a realtor.
Put it on Indeed. You have to maybe like rent it somehow. Whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
You had to put advertisement out. I had a challenge that I did with my realtors last week. I said, I'll give you guys $100.
Yeah.
Because I know salespeople, we're all incentivized by money. So I said, I'll give you guys $100, and this is all you have to do. Post on your story every day for 7 days, talking on your story, and provide value.
So you give $100 if they do it
if they do
for 7 days?
For 7 days. 10 people said, I want to do it. 1 person did it.
Really?
3 people were consistent with it. 1 person won and did it as fast as possible. You know what he got from it? He got somebody that reached out to him for $1 million property.
No way.
The second person who did it, the other 2, what they won was coaching with me, which is value of $100. So the other 2 won, and what happened to them? One of them got an evaluation, and the other one got a buyer client because they were on their stories. Because they're on their stories, which is something free that's gone after 24 hours. And you're still not doing it. And I looked at all my other brokers and I said, why didn't you do it? I'm nervous. I'm scared. You're scared?
And
What are you
let me
scared
ask you this. In mortgage brokers, who do you know that's consistent on social media?
I would say PC Jolicoeur.
Who else?
You.
Who else? Okay, my point is, I've been doing this for 4 years, okay? And whatever you're giving me strategies, there's few that I don't even do it.
Oh,
For
sure.
I've been doing this. Now I have a production team. I have intern people that work for me now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like there's stuff that you're saying, like especially on the snaps, the daily videos,
Yeah.
how on like just your day,
Yeah.
filming your day.
Yeah.
I don't do it. So I'm losing money right now, Sasha. So thank you so much. Yeah.
It's something as silly as I built my whole business from social media.
Yeah.
And I see people who have done the same thing. My clients, some of them don't go into an office. They work from home. Some of them do it part-time, and they do better than people who do it full-time.
Yeah.
It's about being consistent at anything in life. You go to the gym, you're consistent, you'll see results.
Yeah.
And we always tell our clients in real estate, real estate's a long game. So is social media. So is anything. Anything that's hard in life, you need to be consistent at.
Let me talk about video content, right?
Yep.
We've been talking the whole conversation about videos. Obviously, we've been talking about video, but do you see any other things that could work on social media, like
so it's
pictures?
It's not just video. So you need to use all of the different features of Instagram or of TikTok for them to push out your content. The more you use the different features, the more the platform sends you more views.
What are the features?
So there's video content, so reels.
Yeah.
There's stories.
Yeah.
There's posting a picture, so a single stagnant picture.
Yeah.
And then there's carousels. I tell all my realtors, you guys have the number one advantage. Posting a carousel when you post your property, one thing first. On your properties, you need to be able to have 4 things. Your face, your name, your number, your email. If you don't have those things, you're making it difficult for the buyer to be able to get in contact with you. If I have to search for your information, I'm just going to think about my cousin.
You know what's crazy? The funniest thing that realtors do, they will insert the Centris link on the description
that you can't click on.
What the heck?
Crazy. You know what drives me even crazier? When they reshare it to their story and then they put the Centris link and it doesn't work. Why? Take 2 seconds, check it, double check your work.
Yeah.
Because it says a lot about you. Because if the client was going to go there, you have no idea that they just got to a broken link. But
that's also sorry to interrupt you. That's also tells you you're not you're not a geek on social media yet. Like I'm pretty sure you don't use it much.
But exactly, but it's your business. So
Yeah.
why not take that extra 2 seconds? The number one thing that people don't realize is in a carousel, when you post multiple pictures, Instagram will give that post as many lives as there are pictures. So I'll give you an example. If you post the first picture is the house and then all of it is the interior, it will post yours 4 times. So if you saw it but you didn't like it, now it's going to show you the second picture.
Really?
Then 2 hours
I didn't know
later,
that.
it's going to show you the third picture. Then a couple till you like it. So
That's crazy.
put as many pictures as you can. You could put up to 10. Put 10. If you have 10 of the property, put it. Everybody has the ability in real estate to use carousels. Stop putting just the house. Put a template on top of it. Say sold, say listing.
Yeah.
You just put a house. I don't know. Is it for sale? Is it listing? Is it a...
These days it's so easy to like, have some templates on Canva.
Yes.
All you do to drag and drop
Yeah.
your new house.
And have the same template, because color, the psychology of color is extremely important when it comes to branding. Your colors and your branding will follow you so that when I see those colors, I think of you.
Yeah.
And your colors are not your favorite colors, because that's what I did when I started my company. I put pink and brown. I was getting no clients. So I reached out to a branding team. I said, listen, I'm not attracting the right people. They're like, what's your purpose? What's your vision? And what's your mission? I said, well, my vision is to be the biggest marketing agency for real estate agents North America wide. And my mission is to empower the broker. Whether you just got out of real estate school or it's 35 years you're in the business, I want to be able to help you. So he says, perfect. Your color is empowerment. And it's emerald green. And as soon as I changed that, everything changed for me. And people don't realize the power of color, because you see a color and you have a reaction to it.
Let me ask you this. What this reminds you of?
So to me,
Gold,
there's the
black.
gold, black, and white.
Yeah.
So you having those 3 colors will, and we would have to look up exactly what they mean. But to me, there's a sense of royalty, there's a sense of empowerment, and there's a sense of you having that authority figure as well. So it's important for you to it's important for you to have these things. And a lot of people do one thing really wrong. They use the same colors as their banner. Don't use the Remax colors. You're just going to blend in with Remax. Be your own person. Yes, you fall under the banner, but you don't have to use their colors. That's the number one mistake a lot of real estate agents make. They don't put out their contact information. They make it impossible for me to call them. And then they use the same colors as Remax.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy nuggets right now.
Yeah.
Tell me about common mistakes, okay? There's like one of the mistakes that we've been sharing is, putting the link on your description where it doesn't really works.
Yeah.
What you need to do is put it on the link, and the best thing to do if you have multiple links like YouTube and you want to ask people to go to different places.
Yep.
Having a link tree.
Stand store.
Yeah.
There's different abilities to be able to have that. And
I think in IG these days that you could have multiple links.
You can have multiple links now. And it's great, but it's important that you don't put too many, because then you're steering people in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2. I have my website, and it's my stand store, which has all of my offerings on it. And then I have a Calendarly link for somebody to book an appointment with me for free.
Yeah.
And it says book an appointment for free. A lot of realtors don't have that. You want to book appointments, but you don't have a Calendarly link. Let me book an appointment for you. I get 3 to 4 realtors who will book a meeting with me on my calendar without me doing anything.
Yeah.
Automate your process. You have to put systems in place. If you want to be successful in real estate, you have to put systems in place. And the number one thing that a lot of people say was, I want leads. Okay, where's your lead magnet? What's a lead magnet? Do you offer something that they could download for free? 10 reasons why you should move to Laval. If they download that, guess what? They're looking at moving to Laval.
And
that's a qualified buyer.
And necessarily they have to put their information to
they
be
have to
able
put their
to
name, they have to put their email.
Yeah.
Where does that go? Your CRM. A lot of realtors look at me and, what's a CRM? Why are you on an Excel sheet?
I think one of the main reasons why realtors don't really do that, they don't believe in it, because they think, like that's easy. You can find it on Google, like 10 reasons not to buy a property.
You can find every information on the internet. You can sell your own house. You find that information on YouTube, but you hire a professional. You can find, there's so much, people ask me, Sasha, why do you give out free tips every single day? Because I'm providing value, and that's not what I'm selling. I'm selling video production. I'm selling strategy. I'm not selling that you can use your Apple Watch as your back camera and be able to see that. That's not something I'm selling. I'm not selling a freebie. But ChatGPT is in place, and people are not using it. I don't know what kind of content. Ask the robot. I don't know what to write as my listing description. Ask the robot.
It's not a robot anymore.
It's not a robot anymore.
AI.
AI. And that's something that a lot of people are saying, you know, what are the trends coming up? Well, people are starting to use AI more and more.
Yeah.
And if you're not optimizing your bio, if you're not optimizing your website, if you don't have keywords, if you don't have hashtags, if people Google you and they don't find all of your information, as something as silly as your Google My Business page changes their reason as to why they would hire you. I don't see a level of professionalism. I can't even leave you a Google review. Why would I hire you?
Okay, now I want to ask you about trends, right?
Yep.
How to stay updated, how to stay on the latest trend, and ideally, you know, be relevant. And I feel like there's so much things going on.
Yep.
You got to consume a lot to be able to do it.
Yep.
You know, so the best, easiest, like some guy like me who's very busy with work.
Easiest
way
to do.
So I can get inspired. I can get inspired from other content, other trendy content.
So there's two things.
Yeah.
One, follow me and I'll tell you. Two, find somebody who's doing what you're doing in another city and be inspired by them. And be inspired not by people in Quebec. Don't look at what people in your market are doing. Look at what people in other markets are doing and differentiate yourself. Be inspired by their content. Be inspired by what they're doing. And I always tell my realtors, have a small amount of time in your week where you're educating yourself. Go on TikTok, look up Canva hacks for realtors. There's people who've dedicated all of their content just to do that. Look up real estate agents in Florida, real estate agents in Texas, little things like that, and look through their content. Give yourself 1 hour. Don't swipe and swipe and swipe. Just give yourself 1 hour and do research and then execute. Because too often, all I see is people doing coaching. People just I'm going to this seminar, I'm going to this conference, I'm going to this. When are you executing? When's the last time you made a call? When's the last time you spoke to somebody? You're supposed to talk to 30 new people a day. You've gone to coaching all week. You've gone to conferences for the last month, but you haven't executed. Real estate's hard. No, it's not. You're just absorbing information, but you're not executing. Execution is way more important.
So the golden nugget is follow people from outside your city.
Yeah.
The top people that do a lot of content.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
And see how they're moving.
Yeah.
And move the way they move.
What's your approach on handling negative feedback or comments online? So personally, like, let me tell you my story. In the beginning, I had a hard time dealing with it because I just wanted to like break their faces. You know, I was very impulsive, and these days what I do is I ignore them. But if these people are coming back, I just block them. Because the thing is, for me, you don't want to put a single dime, a single second, single thought on a negative person because they have only this. They have anything good to do beside this, right? So what's your, and how do you like? But unfortunately, me, I'm the type of guy I don't really deal with it anymore. Yeah. Okay, but some people get emotional, of course. Like they go. It's normal. And understand that not a lot of people can deal with it. And when someone is starting realtors, that's when maybe realtors, mortgage broker, that's their main concerns. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to, have those kind of comments. I don't know if I can deal with it. There's a girl that I shoot some reels with her. We're not gonna mention her name, and this video went viral, like big time viral. Okay. She's been talking about how much money she spends as a realtor. Okay. Right. And she's been saying, I spent like $50,000-$60,000 on clothing and stuff like that. And people just started to bash, leave negative comments on realtors specifically because she said that she's spending more. Yeah. But then a week later, I asked her, hey, listen, your video is going viral. I know there's a lot of negative comments. Are you comfortable? Do you want me to take it out or you want me to keep it? And she's like, you know what, Silverjan, I can deal with it. A week later, she sent me back a text. She's like, Silverjan, I can't deal with it anymore. Like, I need to take it. Can you help me out? Take this video out. And I didn't think for a second. I took out the video because obviously she was having a hard time dealing with it. So not everybody can do it, can deal with it. So what do you have to tell them? One thing, excuse my French, who gives a fuck? That's the number one thing, because remember one thing, if they're commenting on your post, they're giving you engagement. If they're giving you engagement, it's pushing out your video to more people. And like you said, the video went viral. Yeah. Because the more comments there are, the more you're telling social media,
I like this because you're spending time on it. Doesn't matter what they're writing, positive or negative, they're still spending time on it. So Instagram, the only alert that they get is people like this. Send it to more people.
Yeah.
So I understand that it could be difficult, but anything in life is difficult. And you have to not care what other people say because you have to be confident behind your content. That's the number one thing that I always tell my realtors, be confident about your content. And if you're talking about things that have the right strategy, like sometimes my client will be saying something, I'll be like, no, don't say that. It's coming off like cocky or weird and it's giving off the wrong energy. Having somebody correct you in how you're saying things is very important. That specific video in general, would I advocate to talk about that? No. And the reason I wouldn't have talked about that is exactly because of that. We never talk about how much commission we make. We never talk about how much money we make. We never talk about that because what's the point? What value is that going to add? Somebody's not going to say, oh, well, because she spends $50,000 on clothes, I want to work with her. No. So there's no value add to it. So it's very important what you say and how you say it, because exactly that, you don't want to get hate. I've never gotten hate in terms of comments. And I'm only saying that, but it doesn't mean I haven't gotten the comments from friends, from family saying, what do you think you're doing? When I first started my company, nobody knew what social media marketing was. And they were like, what are you doing? What are you, an influencer? People are going to pay you to post? And now it's like, oh, that idea you had 3 years ago is probably not a bad idea anymore. So yeah, I've gotten hate in terms of my friends and my family, and my clients get that as well. Their family will call them and say like, I saw you're on a reel again. What are you doing? And your friends and your family will hate on you because you're doing something different and they don't know different and they're uncomfortable with it.
And they want to protect you at the same time. They don't want to put you out there in the world where people come at you, right?
Exactly, for sure. But a lot of the times it's, again, having the right strategy in place, making sure what you're talking about. Look, Grant Cardone gets all kinds of hate. Everybody gets hate. Tatiana Londono gets so much hate. Why is she doing what she's doing? She has the most successful agency. She has a bunch of brokers that work for her. And she's still making content.
If you're able to sleep at night without any concerns, that you're doing the right thing, you have your principle, your value at the right place. Yeah. You're not screwing anybody. Exactly. You're doing the right thing, and here and there, you let your opinion out there, and people hate you for that. Like you shouldn't care about that, you know.
But don't give them a reason. Don't show up. Like, don't post the flashy car. Don't post the Rolex. Why are you doing that? Because you need validation. Then you need to look within and say, why am I posting that? It's not going to give me business. So stop posting it.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. A lot of people look at social media for validation. Oh, I'm going to post a thirst trap and a bunch of people are going to like it and comment and tell me I look good. You need to do that within. Don't use social media for that, because that's when it becomes
There's a market
toxic.
for everything, right? 100%. So like this kind of content, obviously, so for some other industries, it's good, especially like teenagers where like they want to get inspired, and that's the only thing they're looking at for them to confirm that, okay, this guy legit is maybe like super nice cars and stuff like that. But it's not my style neither, so I'm not going to talk.
In other industries, like you said, it's great. But again, the real estate industry already has such a dark cloud over it. Don't give people more ammo to shit on you. Like, just be authentic, be yourself. You don't need to flaunt what you have, and provide value, because purchasing a home is one of the scariest decisions somebody will make. The last thing they want to do is deal with a cocky broker who's going to make them feel like they're this big. Be empathetic. Allow people to be able to say, like, I want to do business with this person because they get it. They understand. I get their struggles. I have a similar struggle to them. Let's say.
What if Sasha, that's a great insight here, but what if I want to show them successful? Okay, I'm successful in whatever I'm doing as a realtor, mortgage broker. I'm serving a lot of clients. I have a lot of success out of that. So what most people do, they buy nice supercars and they showcase those things. And some realtors, what they feel is, okay, well, if I have a supercar, if I have a nice luxury car, well, I will attract people who have the same mindset, the same skill, you know, like.
Because they're at a certain level that they're able to afford those things.
Like I wouldn't drop with a Corolla to a real estate agent seminar where I have to talk about my service, right? Yeah. So what's the balance there?
Again, I have a hard time believing that you showing, let's say, a Lamborghini means you're successful, because you can rent a Lamborghini for the day.
But it's 10K a day.
It's 10K a day, but you could put yourself in debt. How many real estate agents you know are in debt?
Yeah, that's
How
true.
many of them are on une marge de crédit that they're up to here and they haven't sold a home? So to me, somebody successful is somebody who's showing their social proof. If I see you have listings constantly on your profile, if I see you have 1,000 Google reviews, that many people have trusted you.
But that's hard to get.
That's hard to get.
Yeah.
That makes you successful. The Lamborghini doesn't make you successful.
Yeah.
Yes, the Lamborghini is a mindset. Yes, it's a way for people to be able to say like, oh, look at me, I did this. There's the fake it till you make it mentality. But there's also the, if you know you're successful, you have nothing to prove.
You're right. These days, it's hard to see if this guy actually made it,
Yeah.
or he's like renting it out.
Or it's his friend's car and he's just in it. I know people who have rented supercars just to make content as realtors and being able to showcase, oh, they're making content in a Rolls Royce. And I'm like, why? You're not going to, and your demographic, I said, are you looking after luxury homes? Are you trying to get a certain demographic? No, I'm going after the first-time home buyer. You're going after the first-time home buyer in a Rolls Royce? He's a tenant.
And at the same time, it tells a lot about your personality, how transparent you are.
Yeah.
Like if you have to fake it like that,
It's hard to put the mask on. And then what happens when you do show up with a Corolla? Where's your Rolls Royce?
yeah, it's better to be upfront. Show up with your Corolla.
Yeah.
And tell your client you knew.
Most people will respect that more. When we went to go buy, the first time I ever got a luxury car, I went to go buy it with my dad and I was younger. My dad's like, we're gonna show up in a piece of shit car, and I was like, why? And he was like, because if they think we have money, they're not gonna give us a deal. They think we have no money, they're gonna try to give us a deal, and they did, and it worked. And he's like, don't dress up in all your designer and all of this because they're gonna think you have money. Don't give them that impression. If you're showcasing that, if you show up all decked out in designer to a new property, to a new listing, why should I give you my listing? You're fine. You're good. You don't need it. Lower your commission.
That's another way of thinking.
You know, there's two schools of thought on it. I don't think it needs to be bragged. I don't think it needs to be showcased. You want to get nice things. There's nothing wrong with getting nice things. I'm a huge advocate for nice things, clearly. But do I think it needs to be showcased in terms of your car on the internet? Why are you showing your car on the internet? It's not worth it.
Got you. Tell me about like lead generation. Though there's one thing doing content, but another thing getting leads.
Yep.
So how do you leverage social media for lead generation in real estate? So how do you get leads? Okay, you do content. Okay,
Yep.
How do you make sure that this content may give you leads?
Yep.
Give me an example, please.
So there's a couple of different things. So one, your content that you post out, you add a call to action at the end that drives them somewhere. So like we talked about before, your freebie. So at the end of it, you say, click the link in my bio for the free information on whatever type of different information that you're giving out.
Yeah.
That's one option. So lead magnet from there. Two, your content is also going to reach people to your website. Your website will allow people to be able to see all of your different types of property. That's the next thing. Email marketing is a huge thing that people are not looking at in terms of what happens if social media closes. Tomorrow, Instagram becomes MySpace, vanishes. It's not there anymore. Are you generating that people are getting off of social media into your emailing campaign? You have full control over your email. You have no control over social media. Zuckerberg closes that, you're screwed. So drive people off of social media as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's very important. Email campaigns will generate way more business than social media will.
But the thing is, social media, it takes a button to follow somebody, right? But it takes more energy to ask their email, send their email. So what's the best?
If you have a freebie, then they're putting it in
That's
themselves.
what I want you to tell.
If they have a freebie, they're able to have that lead magnet themselves. Give out value.
Yeah.
Give out value and ask yourself, why do people follow you? Those are the two most important things when it comes to social media. And make sure that your content is always consistent with those two things, your mission and your vision, period. People will remember you for those two things.
And something that I also advocate is seminars and webinars.
Yes,
you know?
personal development.
Yeah, like even for real estate, first time buyer guide, where you do like, hey, you used to do a story, you put your link there for a registration if it's an in-person meeting, or if it's a webinar, and all those people have to write the email down. So that's all the information you can have, and grow your database.
That's why I started Sunday Social. At first, I started Sunday Social because it's a free meeting every single Sunday from 10 to 10:30, and it's a motivation and it's a piece of social media like advice that they can have for the week. I have new brokers that come on every week. Sometimes we're 20, sometimes we're 6, sometimes we're 10. But there's always the same 6 that come every single week. And they invest in themselves. It's a free meeting. And there's still people who don't show up. Because what is it? It's, it's free, so it doesn't hold value. It doesn't hold value until you have to pay for it. Then it holds some sort of weight. But what do I get on every time somebody joins that meeting? I get their email and I get to put them into the database. So allow yourself to be able to have that free webinar and do it. Do it so that you're comfortable. I was very happy with the fact that there was 35 brokers at my first event. Super happy with that. Yeah. Some of them were clients, and it was great because people would ask questions and my clients would answer it. And that's the best feeling that you can get as a business owner, is that your clients are defending it for you because they saw the results from it. Yeah. So again, there's different things that you need to start doing, but you need to put in the effort. Real estate is a very, very difficult career.
I really appreciate the fact that you're actually doing the stuff that you're teaching. Yeah. Faking it till you make it, and you're actually doing the thing. Because some experts, they talk about like how I can grow your social media to 1 million followers, 100,000 followers, and I look at their social media, they have like fucking 100 followers. Yeah. It doesn't work.
That's why for me, content is very important. And me and my partners, we always talk about this in terms of saying we work in the business too often and we don't work on the business. So now, because we're delegating and we're growing the team, we have the ability to work on the business now. Yeah. So we do our own content. So a lot of us are in the process of doing 90 days of reels. And that's the game changer for your account. If you could do every day 90 days of reels that hold value onto them, game changer. And that's something that we're in the process of doing right now. We're creating all 90 reels, perfecting them, making sure they're great, having the caption, the SEO and everything. And then we're going to be posting them for 90 days. I met my partner. He was at 8,000 followers. I think they're now almost at 60,000 followers.
That's crazy.
All they do is give tips on editing. Tips on editing and tips on filming. That's all they do. Do more people own homes or do editing? Way more people do have homes. Everybody has a home.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why giving out value, but it takes time. It takes effort. And that's the part that differentiates you. How much effort are you willing to put into your business?
What about advertising your content? Is it something that you should do regularly? Like I personally do it, like whatever content I produce, those who have more views or more engagement, more comments, I try to promote it for a week, $50.
Yep.
And then it like give me the possibility of getting to known to a different circle.
Yep.
More follow.
Yep.
More follow means okay, I get to keep these people, and with them they're gonna see me, and one day they're gonna obviously reach out to me.
Yep.
So that's how I see it. What do you tell your clients? What's the best ways to do this?
So first things first, if you've never done organic content, stay away from paid ads. If you've never done organic will always win over paid ads. Yeah. I have clients who boost their content and then they have organic. Organic always does better. Organic always does better because you're putting money into something. You have to make sure you're putting it into the right thing. If it's a piece of advertisement that's saying your listings, for example, you want to put advertisement into your listings to get more visibility on your listings, sure, no problem. You want to do it on video content, make sure you have a lot of organic content first, because or else social media looks at you and says, okay, you're weak. You need me to put money for you to get more views. You can't do it on your own. So now, next week, guess what happens? No views. Your views get lower and lower and lower, and then you feel like, okay, I have to put in more money. I have to put in more money. I have to put in more money. And then you're constantly putting money, and you're like, this is crazy. This is costing me a fortune. My clients didn't put $1 into any sort of ads for 2 years. Now she does. And now she generates leads from it. But because people see her advertisement and they go to her page and then they look at her organic content. If they go to your page and they see nothing, I'm not buying anything from you. It's a piece of advertisement, and I know it's advertisement. It says promotion on it. People are less likely to buy something that says promotion on it. They're less likely to buy from influencers that it says sponsored post because they don't know if it's real or fake. Organic content always does better. Always, always, always.
And then if you do a lot of organic content like me.
Yeah.
And then
you have paid ads, no problem. But be very selective with what you put paid ads into. Like my event, I put a paid ad behind it. But because I wanted to reach a different audience. But a video that I'm talking about something specifically, I won't necessarily boost it.
Makes sense.
I won't boost it at all.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But you have to have that organic content.
What about, we didn't talk about, we spoke about, what is it called? Educational, promotional, informative content.
Yeah.
Where we never talk about it in entertainment. Right?
Yeah. So entertainment is something that people often refer to like dancing on TikTok. And that's not entertainment. Entertainment is your farming area. Your farming area is entertainment. Entertain me and sell me on that area. People say, well, Sasha, I don't have a farming area. Perfect. Pick the place you've lived your entire life that you know like the back of your hand. Entertain me on why I should live there. Whether you're just starting off or it's 35 years you're in the business, you can entertain me on that. You can tell me what type of properties are there. You can tell me what school districts are there. You can tell me what culture is there. A lot of my
you're not saying to do your clown on social media.
Never.
Dance.
Never.
What you could funny.
You know what you could do? There is listing videos like the guy right now who's all over Tivia, who's like running around the listings and he's like running through it and getting through it as fast as possible. A lot of people are engaging with that. There's a guy in Texas that I talk about a lot. His name is Brad, and he does really funny content about his listing. So he'll make fun of the property the entire time, and it's very engaging. But if you're not a funny person, it's a mask, and it gets very hard to do if it's not natural. If it's natural and you're somebody who's sarcastic and great, do it, incorporate it 100%. But if not, don't put on a mask. Don't give out educational content. Maybe you're somebody who's more motivational. I'm not somebody who's a funny person in that sense. I'm sarcastic, but I'm not going to do that. But the best thing that you could do is do voiceovers. So basically a piece of content.
Voiceover.
Yeah, a piece of content that somebody's like making a joke about something, or memes. Memes do very well as well. So a voiceover of somebody like talking about something and you make it relate back to your niche. So you make it relate back to real estate. So sometimes there's like clips from The Office or like, like different like movie clips that you're able to have a voiceover over. Do that. It's easy. It's fun. It's funny. That's how, what's his account? The Real Broker. What's the big real estate account that does just memes? I think it's The Real Broker.
I think the meme is on the name, right? No?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's The Real Broker, and all he does is real estate memes. So like
Really?
Super Bowl comes out, he's making it about real estate. When you and your client are going through this,
You can also share those memes, right?
Yeah.
So he's not promoting
exactly
some of the channel they're not promoting their work
No.
themselves, or even though they do, they're in Texas. They're
Exactly.
somewhere else. Like this client doesn't.
You can repost that. The only thing that I will tell people is don't repost content too often that's not your own. I would say max once a day, because what you're doing after is you're driving people off of your account. So let's say you repost a video onto your story, but then your third story is your new listing.
Yeah.
Now you just got me off of your account.
What if I steal it and screenshot it and just post it on?
That if you steal it, then it's different.
Yeah.
Then you're not making it clickable.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But most of the time, a video is clickable.
Yeah. Like, you're not gonna download it. I don't know. Some people
You could download it, and there's different websites to also take off the watermark, which is something else that a lot of realtors do very often. Don't post your Instagram video that has the Instagram watermark on it on TikTok. TikTok will see it right away, and you will kill your views.
Instagram will have watermark. I know TikTok has a watermark.
If you download a video from Instagram, it'll have a watermark.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh.
And you can download your videos in your drafts from TikTok without the watermark.
Okay.
So if you create it and you just download it right away before posting it, there's no watermark on it.
That's crazy.
So it's little things like that don't forget, these platforms are all fighting each other. They're fighting each other they want you to stay on their platform as long as possible.
Yeah.
So the number one thing you want to make sure is you have shareable and savable content. I don't care about the likes. Comments hold weight, but not as much as sharing and saving.
Yeah.
If you shared it, you told somebody else this video is great. Instagram's like, oh, okay, I should send this to more people.
Yeah.
If you saved it for later, and that's a great CTA, save this video for later. July 1st is around the corner. Save this video for later. Share this to a homeowner that you know. Those CTAs are very powerful.
Call to action, people.
Call to action.
CTA.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about what are the upcoming trends in social media. Okay, what do you see? Where we're gonna be in the next year or two? Like back in the days, we started dancing.
Yeah.
Now we're talking in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we gonna like fly next time? Like, what are we gonna do?
What I see a lot of that scares me and that I don't like is AI content. So,
AI content?
So people are basically like, they'll create the Sarujan AI version, and then he's giving out the content.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's you or if it's your avatar.
I done it recently. Like, I did it with my avatar. I posted on my story just to freak out people.
Yeah, different languages.
I did it in Chinese.
Yeah.
And some guy just texted me, "Hey, do you speak Chinese?" I'm like, "Oh my god."
But you see, and that's the other thing. A lot of people often tell me, "Okay, I want to speak both languages on my profile." Don't do that.
Oh, that's my mistake though.
Don't do that.
Like I do French and English on the same channel.
You could do that in your story, not on your account. not on your account because the algorithm doesn't know who to push it to.
We're not gonna post your content, Sasha.
We'll post it on mine. It's fine. But it really does make a difference because it doesn't know who to push your content to, especially for real estate agents. What language does your demographic speak? French or English? Are your clients French or English? And speak to that demographic. Now, I always advocate for English only because it's a global language.
Yeah, like someone like me, right? So I have a lot of people that follow me from the States, outside the country.
Yep.
But my market is in French.
Yeah.
So there's always this battle within myself. Do I do more English content? Because I know the English content will get me to
A bigger
different audience, a bigger market. Eventually, not for mortgages, but for other reasons like podcasting, all that stuff. Getting bigger people on my podcast. So that's how I got Neil home. Who just done a podcast with Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
Matt Sapola, who's the right hand of Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
I'm this close to have Patrick Bet-David on my podcast.
You're gonna get it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So that's because I've been like working on those contacts and making some English content here and there to show to them, hey, listen.
But if you only had French content, you wouldn't be able to showcase that to them.
I could, but they won't. They will like.
They won't understand it. A lot of them won't understand it because they only speak English.
Exactly.
So again, it depends who your market is. Depends what you're going after. I'm in Quebec. Both. So then have 2 accounts. But create 1 account first. Do great on that account. Build a community on that account, and then have a second account. I know a lot of realtors who have 2 accounts: English, Creole, French. Different communities. It's important. And your other language will most of the time do better because there's a specific amount of people who are looking at that. Now, I do English because my market is Quebec and Florida. In both of those markets, there's English.
Yeah.
In both those markets, there's not French. So English will always do better for me. And 95% of my clients are French. We have to now hire French copywriters, French videographers, French editors. We had no choice. The team I built here, I have to now create more French. My team in the US is all English. There's not a single French person there. We're probably going to hire somebody in Spanish, but not in French. And to me, that's very, very important. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. But you have to look at the different languages.
Yeah.
It's important, especially if you're doing immigration. A lot of my realtors are, I think, so I'm very blessed. I have an amazing Haitian community in terms of the clients that I work with.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for them. And they have, given me the ability to showcase my work and showcase what I'm able to do. I got asked to present for One Nation from EXP. And I was thrilled to be able to be given that ability to showcase that because it's not a lot of communities that will necessarily accept you. So being able to, give out my knowledge and being able to help them, people have to understand what community are you helping?
Yeah.
And what community are you building yourself? Mm-hmm. And that people feel comfortable doing business with you. That's the most important thing.
Great insight. Thank you so much, Sasha. We're almost at the end.
Yes.
You gave so much. I'm pretty sure you woke up a lot of people, especially me, the guy in front of you, who thought everything was in control and I was the best.
There's a lot to know. There's a
lot to know.
It's a full-time job for a reason.
It's a full-time job. It's always evolving, right? So
and the algorithm's always changing.
Exactly.
Just when you think you know it, you don't.
So I'm going all in Snapchat. I'm doing more posts. That's for sure. Like especially stories. And probably gonna pay me separate my English content. I already have an account in English. The thing is, it's when you have, it's demotivating when you see 500 followers versus when you're almost at 10K on my French one.
But then again, too often, I look at my account and I put 0 on both. I put 0 followers and 0 following. I every time I screenshot it, I'll change the numbers. I don't want to look at that number because what does it mean? If I gave you 1 million followers today, would you know what to do with it?
No.
Would you know how to interact with them? How to engage with them? Yeah. Would that community convert?
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right.
That follower, it's too much.
500 followers that you have, maybe they actually wants to follow you,
if
right?
300 of them are willing to buy and you have 1 million and not one is willing to buy, is it worth it?
It's not worth it. Especially those who buy followers, buy accounts.
Yes. Yeah. That I tell everybody, stay away. And now there's buying views. There's viewing farms.
Oh, really?
Basically, you can hire companies and you can pay for views. And basically what they do is they have entire rooms filled with phones with different IP addresses. So it's their individual views. So you you contact my company, and for $150, we give you a package of 1,000 views, 20,000 views, 200,000 views.
So are you saying that those people, what they do, they have different phones?
Those companies, yes.
Oh,
so they're called viewing farms.
What the heck?
So you instead of buying followers now, you could buy views. Because now people see, oh, I have 1 million followers, but I have like 30 views. Yeah. You're like, okay, he bought his followers. Now I bought my followers and I bought my views.
Now you don't know.
Now you know. But you can also do the opposite and just buy views, and then you see that follower number and you're like, that's not converting.
Work. But at the same time, if you have 1 million followers and you have 1 million views, then you have 0 comments,
there's
0
another indication. Those are the 3 indications that it's not real.
Yeah.
Followers, views, comments. Yeah. You would rather have comments more than followers and views because those people are engaging with you.
Yeah.
Followers doesn't mean they're engaging with you. Some people delete their account, but they're still your follower. It's not a real follower. Or there's ghost followers. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah. That's a great insight. And once again, I think I'm against buying followers. I'm against buying views because you actually
get your account closed from Instagram if you buy
and that's one thing. And the second thing is, what's the real goal? Okay, are you trying to flash? Are you trying to flash like your Lamborghini, like just to tell people that you're succeeding on social media? But what are you there for? You're there to bring business, to make more clients, to be known in the industry and with your clientele.
An online presence, because the number one thing that I got told 2 weeks ago, one of my clients came back from a listing appointment, and her client asked her, "What's your online presence?" And now it's becoming a question. And now they're going to choose the broker who has a bigger online presence because they know that their property is going to get more exposure. So before it's too late, what's your online presence? And you have to start looking at that because nobody's saying, oh, well, I have a billboard. Yeah, but your billboard has no KPIs on it, no conversion. I'm not able to see who actually saw it. Yeah, okay, there's this many people who saw it, but same thing with your flyers. What's the open rate on a flyer? We don't know. We don't know if everybody threw it out or if everybody brought it into their house. But you can look at your analytics on social media and see who clicked on your link, who became a buyer because of it. You have those KPIs.
Last question, Sasha, before I get into bullet points. Let's question is gonna quick question after. Okay, last one. How do you manage no, I'm sorry. That's not it. So talking about hashtag, back in the days, hashtag was a big thing.
Yep.
And these days not much, but still some people use it. Like what's your opinion on hashtag?
So hashtags used to be you needed 30 hashtags. Now we say 10 max.
Yeah.
But make sure that your hashtags are what people would search up. So Instagram and TikTok have become SEO driven, which means that they're search engine optimizers. So Google has always been our search engine optimizer. Now people go to TikTok and they'll search something up to get videos from it because they don't want to read articles anymore because we now have the attention span of squirrels. 3 seconds and we're over it. So it's very important that when you put hashtags, it would be something that people would search up. So hashtag MTL Immobilier, Montreal real estate, Brossard real estate, new property for rent, property for sale. Don't put love, don't put life, don't put random things. But put
motivational.
Don't put motivational, but put your name.
Yeah.
That's one thing. You want to be able to put your name attached to every single one. Hashtag your first and last name because that's your brand or your company name for me. And then all your content will come up.
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing. And also, big no, do not put hashtags in your bio. I see this way too often. Hashtag MTL Immobilier in your bio. Your bio should just basically say what area you help with, what languages you speak, and who your demographic is. I help first-time home buyers. Perfect. Where? In Laval. Amazing. I speak French, English, Spanish. Fantastic. CTA, click the link in my bio to be able to book a free meeting with me. You just told me the entire customer journey within 4 bullet points.
And also another advice I can give you guys is under your name, put whatever you're doing. Like what's your career? Like you're a realtor, you're a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
I've been trying to fix my stuff, but it doesn't work.
Because it's connected to Facebook.
Oh, voilà.
You have to make the disc. I swear I'm about to come out with a service just to allow people to be able to make the connection from Instagram to Facebook because it's a nightmare to do. It's really a nightmare. And as soon as I have clients that are like, oh, it's not connected, I'm like, no.
You advise people to connect it? Or
yes, it has to be connected.
But mine is connected, but that's one of the reasons I can't change my name.
Yeah, but do you have a Facebook page or do you have a Facebook account? So there's two. Yeah. So there's two things. Your Instagram will always be connected to your Facebook page. So whatever the information is on your Facebook page, that's what's going to come back on your Instagram.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So it's.
Let's go. Let's dive into the bullet points questions. All right. It's going to be quick questions.
Yep.
Questions, Sasha. Thank you so much once again. I think you helped a lot of people, especially me. So I'm grateful. So if you have to go back to your early days, 3 years ago, when you started doing social media marketing for realtors, for yourself and everybody, and if you have to give Sasha one piece of advice to that person who's just starting, the young Sasha, what would be the best advice you could give her?
Stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
Stay consistent. Post every day. Get on your story every day. Post as many reels as you can every day, 2 a day if you can. I had more time then than I do now. So I would say post as much as you can and build your community. Have more conversations. Constantly have conversations with people.
Amazing. Second question is, what's your best social media book? If you have any book that you can recommend for social media or marketing.
Yes. So there's two. There's Gary V's book that he just came out with, as well as Alex Hermosi's. So Alex Hermosi's is $100 million
leads, $100 million leads, yeah.
$100 million leads, and then Gary V's is capturing the attention.
I didn't
so
read that.
Paying for it. Like his main thing that he follows is the fact that right now you're looking for people's, you're grabbing their attention more than anything. Attention is now a form of currency.
All right, amazing. Lastly, thank you so much. Lastly, I'm doing this game where you need to ask the next guest that we will have that you don't know. I don't even know it neither.
Yeah.
A question that he's gonna respond to. Like usually it's mortgage broker, realtors, and sometimes we have coaches like yourself.
Yep.
So you don't know who's that gonna be, but if you have to ask one question to that person, that he's gonna respond next time.
Why do people follow you on social media?
Boom. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, if you want to follow Sasha, please tell your IG account so we can.
So it's Sociable Marketing Agency.
Perfect.
And you'll be able to find us, and we're there every day with a daily tip.
How do you contact you? Through IG as well?
Through DMs, yeah.
DMs, okay.
So DM me, and you can put in the word realtor when you DM me, and it'll tell you all of my services and all of my pricing. It's completely automated. So you'll get all the information you need without even talking to me.
Lastly, I only invite people that can bring values. Sasha is someone that I've been watching her for the past year or two, doing her thing, and I felt like she's the right deal for this podcast. So I'm really happy, and I'm not disappointed. Sasha, thank you once again.
Appreciate it.
And I feel like you're gonna have a lot of people. You're just starting. You're gonna go very big, to the $1 billion.
Billion dollar.
Amazing.
A road to $1 billion.